que quiero sentir tus labios besándome otra vez, suavemente, bésame.
Listening to the beat again, drinking but we're concentrating, smoke another sweet again, steadily rewinding, trying to make some hot shit. Oh, what a job this is.
All right, welcome back to the second podcast, Hustle and Flow. This time we don't have Jonny around. He's busy. He is on a work trip. The truth is he didn't cut it the first video. Wasn't good enough.
Yeah, we cut him off. We decided he really sucked. I'm scared, Jonny. I'm sure he'll be back for the next one.
Yeah, he'll be back for 8 Mile. That's the next one. But Hustle and Flow, it's on Netflix now. So I thought it was like a perfect movie to lead up to another rap movie. But I enjoyed it as a kid. I enjoyed it. I don't know if it was because Terrence Howard or because it was rap or what the heck, but I just thought it was a cool movie growing up. What did you think?
For me, if I'm being really honest, I thought it was kind of a cheesy movie when I was growing up, and even especially now. Now I think I can appreciate it a little bit more. But back then, I don't know, man. It was one of those MTV movies that I didn't really want to watch.
Yeah, I get you. And I had that feeling about the music more than I did about the actual film. But we'll get to that later on. I think for the first thing, watching it again, I realized that there's a couple things they want you to pay attention to at least. One being the camera being pointed at his mouth, them being sweaty, and then the song, the one that starts the movie. Instead of it being the song that we all think it was going to be, which would be this one, I thought they'd start off with this one. That's what they should have started the movie off. They didn't start the movie off that way. They started off with the other song, which I think is his mode song. That's what I'm thinking. It's like the song he thinks of, or the beat he thinks of in his head, because it's a repetitive thing. But again, if you watch it for the first time, you probably don't even think about that. Right. It's one of those things I didn't catch it till like the 5th time I watched. I was like, damn, why do they keep showing that dirty mouth of his? Like, that's gross. Probably smells like a Newport.
Right. I get Memphis is pretty hot and humid and stuff, but man, it's pretty tough to watch. It almost makes you feel like you're hot and sweaty. Like, I want to go take a shower.
Yeah. At first, it was kind of, I thought it was kind of cool because a couple clips, like when they go sell the weed at Arnell's bar, a couple ones are like, Arnell's not even sweating, and the next thing he's just full, like, full of sweat. But yeah, I don't know. It does lead to like other characters having weird things, like Nola getting out of every car. Every chance she gets out of the car, she gets out because there's no AC. She'll follow him into church.
Yeah, she's constantly asking him that he needs to fix it, or complaining that other people have it and she doesn't. So, but I mean, I guess in her area of expertise, she needs to have, some fresh stuff going on, because
yeah, you're right. Yeah, her job is very demanding on her body.
Yeah.
But it's also like I thought about the last time I watched the movie is you don't even know who he's talking to when he first starts rambling off. You see mine? Like, you don't even know. He's just talking to his coworker. But yeah, she probably asked him like, "Why we out here, D? Why we out here tricking? We should be doing this." And
yeah, I know. It was very interesting. You're right. The way that they brought it in and kind of put it together at first, it was a little confusing. You thought he was talking to you as an audience, not to somebody else. But I mean, it was an okay transition, I think.
I think so too, because I was telling you before we started recording that I kind of wish I had fresh perspective when I watched it, because I was confused. Some guy pulled up to him, and it turned out to be his work. He was on the clock. He was pimping. And so it was kind of funny, because that's what they lead to. They lead to he's tricking, selling weed, tricking again. And then
it is pretty profound for a pimp to be talking like that. So much respect to him on that.
Yeah, he's pretty deep. I mean, I also was kind of hoping that they would like show some flashback. Like, it would be kind of like, you kind of start wondering what was why is he kind of smart?
Why is he that smart? Yeah.
Kind of like the Get Rich Die Trying, they had the scenes where they flash back. It would have been kind of cool if they flash back for DJ because his dad died young. He mentions that when he talks about
his watch.
It's about his watch and all that stuff. So yeah, it would have been kind of funny to see DJ the kid, man. DJ the kid, man.
Also, R.I.P. to Isaac Hayes. He was the actor, the singer that played Arnell in that movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know, but he actually did the voice of Chef in South Park, which I thought was pretty interesting.
I didn't know that at all until you mentioned that. I wouldn't have ever thought twice about him being an actor.
Yeah, he's a singer first and foremost, but yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, like most of these MTV movies, I always imagine it's like most actors' first time acting in a movie, or however you want to put it.
Like more not low budget actors, but more people they can afford, I guess. You know? There's not a huge demand for them, so they're not expecting all sorts of crazy money.
Yeah, but this movie kind of did have some cool people in it.
Yeah. It started, for me, it caught me by surprise, especially now, kind of looking back and seeing all the people that are actually in it. There's a lot of actors now, or actresses too, that they worked themselves up like quite a bit. They're like you said, now they're in demand. You know, you see them a lot more on TV, and you know who they are by just the face, and especially the name. Yeah,
and these guys all did a good job handling their own. None of them looked out of position or like they didn't belong there, other than probably Shelby, DJ or DJ Quill, whatever his name is, Quill.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but he was one guy that once he got going, he didn't look so much like a gimmick. But at first, I definitely thought it was a gimmick, or just trying to catch a wide audience. But again, it was made in 2005, so they don't. That was definitely a time where hip hop and white hip hop artists weren't relevant or weren't really popular. Yeah.
Besides Eminem, I mean, really, that's the only one that you can. That was mainstream. So we were also talking about the beginning of the movie. His car, you know, I'm not gonna lie, it looked a little decent, you know, from the first picture that they shot rolling.
Yeah.
And then you get to the other side and you're like, okay, that makes sense. You know, one fender's one color. I was honestly like expecting to see a spare tire on it or something.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty bad. The inside's a lot more beat up than the outside at that point, but the radio works. And they make sure they point out every chance they get.
Yeah.
Again, if you know what the story is in the movie, it's because they're trying to get on the radio. They want the radio play. You don't know it yet, but he wants to become an artist, and I think it's something that's clever the way they use that in a movie.
But like you said, they played it pretty smart on some scenes where you go back and you can kind of put two and two together.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty clever of them in that sense, where you said the radio thing is a big one, but even like with the whole Skinny Black thing, you know, where he sees him on TV.
That's true.
At the bar. Everything kind of has its place where it ties into at one point or another, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, they do a good job of making you feel like you're in their world. It definitely doesn't ever feel like, oh, those are a bunch of props. Like, I could feel like I go to DJ's house tomorrow. I know somebody that lives in their house, but
exactly.
But it's, again, if you didn't appreciate those things in a movie, you just press play and close your eyes and listen to it. Cause
it'd be one of those fall asleep at night type movies. Yeah,
no, you're right. But it does go to his house. We mentioned his house, and it's weird because they all work together, they all live together, and it's a bunch of commotion. It's so different from Clyde's house, and they compare it constantly because they go from his house to Clyde's house, and it's night and day.
Yeah,
it's super night and day. You meet Suge, she's super sweaty. Having dinner on the couch.
Super pregnant too.
Then you see Lex getting out of the shower. She's at home. She has no reason to cover up, and she also is not in the business of covering up. So she's not doing it.
I think out of the whole time, Nola is the only one that's like pretty much dressed to impress the entire time, even at home.
Yeah, no, very true, very true. The other girls are.
Well, I mean DJ too, but you know he's always wearing that little flannel and them what do we call them? The dad barbecue 9,000 kicks or something like that. Nike 9.
Yeah, then we meet his drug dealer, the guy at the corner store, right?
Yep.
Yeah, because at first when I was young, I didn't have no clue what was going on. I thought he was just buying a lollipop for his girl, but not the case. He was buying some inventory,
buying the supplies.
Yeah.
For sure.
he bumps into Clyde there. And I wasn't really sure what the hell Clyde was doing when he went back to the church, but we do get to see a little tear shed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because he felt what AC feels like in the room.
He said, man, I'm about to leave right now. The song's over.
That scene kind of caught me off guard as well. Clyde, it gives a perspective of what he does and how he makes a living. So I understand that, but it was kind of weird. Like, I didn't need to see DJ crying in church that he doesn't go to.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like the way that they mixed their worlds together, because when you see DJ first, you don't expect him to end up at a church at any point in the movie.
No, not. So when they're in the church and he's recording and all that, I don't know if you noticed, but just to give you like insight of how hot they portrayed it to be, the lady who was singing was sweating, bro. I mean, hardcore bullets.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
She was watching Cops type deal. They do say that a lot of those places down there in the South are very humid, and I think like you said, everybody's all sweaty and just looks like they're sticky. It gives you a real world insight as to what it's like down there, man.
Yeah, it does go to when they have that conversation about his dad being dying, passing away when he was young, and Shug talks about her nightmares about a catfish being born. It's a weird thing, but it's also kind of interesting because DJ asks her or mentions about he doesn't know who the dad is, and she gives him that look like we know who the dad is, but it's weird. It's weird because she probably doesn't want to have that baby. I think that's what the nightmare is. She doesn't know who who the baby is, and she definitely doesn't want to have it if DJ isn't. Yeah,
that whole deal is a little weird where, like you said, there's a bunch of different people living inside of one house, and one of them's pregnant. You know what I mean? One of them's got a kid already. It's a little much, I think, even for DJ, where he's got a job to do. He's got bills to pay, and can't be raising no little kids that ain't his, especially.
Yeah, it sounds sad to say, but it's like a failed business for him because it's not gone well. He has.
Gator didn't.
Gator's not there. Yeah, you needed a Gator for that one.
So, as far as the movie goes, kind of we're breaking it down scene by scene, but overall, I thought it was a decent movie. I'm gonna say that, for me at least, some scenes were a little tough to follow. But what scene would you go to if you want to describe the movie?
Before they do the Skinny Black, they meet Skinny Black. When he has that horrible day, that middle of the movie where everything's going downhill. First he fights Clyde. His neighbor's music's too loud.
Key?
Yeah, he fights Key. His neighbors are too loud. I think, he has no hook. Yeah, that's so that whole stretch in that movie was probably what I would go turn to if I wanted to reel somebody in. But really, I think that's the strongest point of the movie, because once Ludacris doesn't knock me out of my chair either when you get towards the end. But yeah, that whole middle was what I watched the movie for.
Yeah, I think that the first part of it, like you said, is it could be a wash, but the middle is like the meat of the entire movie.
Yeah,
I like how they go in and they show you what it's actually about. They're going and making music. They go through the struggles of having to get a different microphone.
Yeah.
And putting up the little tray, cup
holders, soundproof cup
pretty
holders.
Pretty much, which is pretty genius.
It is. I think so too. I thought that was something I noticed as a young kid, where I was like, I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
And probably even after they showed me, I don't know how it worked, but it's pretty genius.
The one thing I would have liked to see, though, honestly, is where he says, I want to get a red light up here so I'm working. I thought that would be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome.
But he got the lava lamp instead, so.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a good scene. It was pretty good timing, because it felt like something that Shug would do. She was so innocent, and she was just awesome in every scene she got. But yeah, what about you? What was your scene that you would go to?
I would have to agree, but one scene that I liked is where they're recording and he kind of hears a little bit of sound through the mics, and it's the neighbors with the music, playing pretty loud. I like how he goes over there and he's so respectful. Like, hey man, I would never demand anything, but all I ask is you guys keep it down with a little reward here. And I thought that was pretty cool. But that doesn't spell out the whole movie. But I thought that was a good scene. But no, man, definitely I think the recording when they're recording all the songs and all that. I think that's definitely that's just my favorite.
Yeah, because for me, I can't give the recording as my favorite favorite scene because Clyde ruined a lot of those scenes for me. I just felt like he was overacting. I like Key as a second actor, but just when they were recording, he was doing a pretty bad job as a hype man or producer, whatever you want to call it. I guess I haven't seen many producers produce, but I don't think they do what Key was doing. I
feel like Shelby was a better hype man for him. He was making the beats, but I mean, as a producer, you gotta pump him up, man. Let him know, hey, bro, this is it. This is a shot. Go in like this or do this. He kind of just let DJ put his own spin to it, which was fine.
Yeah.
But he didn't really produce him in that matter. He just kind of produced music, which.
Yeah, he knew a lot about the sound, but probably didn't know how to create it.
Sure.
I did like when they did the first recording scene because you can tell DJ was nervous. The nervousness was in the air, and they all felt it.
Yeah.
And that's probably how every rap session starts. Break the ice, little icebreaker, and then they go at it. But
I'm laughing because I'm remembering when they're recording and Suge is gonna lay down her part on the track, and DJ's in the background like waiting for her to sing it, and she sings it pretty good, and he just goes up to her and just grabs her by the arm or the wrist and says, "Let it out," and it's funny to me because you can just say, dude, or step back and be like, "Hey, let it out," or give her a good push. You gotta get in there, and let her know.
Yeah, he was demanding at that point. I do think he's a little more chilled out than people give him credit for. He's a lot more mellow because
for sure
he got slapped by Key and just ignored it.
Yeah.
And a couple other scenes. I think he got hit by Nola, didn't he? Or he got the mic thrown at him at least.
She kind of threw it at him more than threw it towards him rather than Yeah, no, he definitely got slapped up by Key, and I thought that was gonna go south there.
Yeah.
My first time watching that, I thought, all right, this is where somebody dies.
Yeah, honestly.
But no, it just kind of like it never happened after that.
Yeah, because when you think about it, he had kicked Lex out the night before. Then he fights Key. So, I mean, he had a couple bad stretches, and his songs, I guess, were spot on. It's hard out there for a pimp. Every day is another battle. I mean, it seems like he found trouble everywhere he went instead of, finding a profit. But like you said, it's hard out there for a pimp.
I think that whole era is just hard. You know what I mean? Not just for pimping, but you go back to the strip club. I mean, you could see there's buckets collecting the rain.
It's bad.
Yeah, man. It doesn't look like the place that you want to go vacation at for sure.
It was funny. We watched the movie here, and Alina, your daughter, she said that Ludacris. She didn't say Ludacris. She didn't know his name, but she's like, oh look, that's the guy from Fast and the Furious, and it's just kind of funny. I didn't know if it's Ludacris' first movie, but. Yeah, he's not getting remembered much for his music anymore. He doesn't have that.
It is kind of funny that if you weren't kind of growing up in that time, or you don't really listen to that type of music.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are new, and you don't know who they are. All you know them as, like you said, as an actor of this movie, or not for what they're really known for.
Yeah.
That just makes me feel old. Is what I think.
Yeah, to be fair, Ludacris looked kind of crazy in his music videos. So
yeah.
I mean, he does look crazy in the movie, but. Even then, doesn't compare nothing to what he looked like in the music videos.
Yeah, no. Especially not now.
No.
Mr. Fast and Furious.
Jonny mentioned to me before he left, he's like, yeah, that kiss was the nastiest thing about the whole movie. I couldn't agree more because it was up there with the nastiest kiss I've ever seen on it.
But it made sense. It was disgusting. I'm not going to deny that. But it definitely made sense. Kind of like a little, like a thank you / I need some courage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was very disgusting.
She definitely held him down. for a long time, I guess. She did mention the number of years she was hoeing for him, but I don't remember.
Yeah, no, she stayed loyal, and I mean, just the gestures that she gives him, you know, the necklace, I mean, the sloppy, nasty ass kiss, the lava lamp, those kinds of deals, you know, things. Oh, watching the Lex's baby while she's going out and doing her job.
That's true.
But we kind of missed one on the scene where after the strip club where he goes out and he gets his actual keyboard. The little crackhead comes by. I thought it was funny, and he's like, "Fuck with me, DJ."
It is funny. It's super funny because he does a really good job of, I guess, acting like a crackhead, and also selling him the freaking keyboard. I would have even bought that keyboard from him.
We were joking like that. Man, crackheads make good salesmen.
Yeah,
he did, man.
He was one hell of a salesman. His opening, I guess the way he introduced himself was awful, but I thought I was robbing him. But
right?
Yeah, but he got the job done.
Also, where the heck do you find those big ass brown paper bags like that look that nasty? I mean, you did a good job, bro.
Yeah, you probably got that from a liquor store, more than likely.
Yeah. So what do you think about Lex, the whole, I guess, breakup and / being fired? I made a joke saying, how does a pimp fire his hose? And I guess you got your answer right there. Yeah,
that was a crazy scene, and that was a tough one to watch. But I also started thinking about that. I don't think he would have been a rapper if he had kept her around. It would have. She was a headache for most of the movie. Most of the time she was in the movie. Yeah. And on top of that, she wasn't bringing a lot of money. I mean, logistically, it probably wasn't going to work out as an artist. But I did enjoy her moments, and it was funny that we got to see her towards the end of the movie, like once the song got played on the radio.
Yeah.
But I also made the joke that the baby is the way we get to see Hustle and Flow Part 2. He's the little baby that becomes the president of the United States.
Yeah. He's going to get revenge on DJ.
Yeah.
It's happening. Which also, Crunk Productions made this, and the only, we looked it up, and the only movie that we found that they produced is this one, which is, for being a production company and for MTV and all that. I'm pretty sure it got sold somehow or one way or another, but
renamed.
They ain't gonna be doing it, so we gotta do it now.
Yeah, we gotta get Crunk on them.
Crunk 2.
Two Crunk Productions.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because they did a good job, and I mean, like I said, I don't know who gets the music because I guess Jonny had looked it up, and they didn't give Terrence Howard the credit for the music. It was some other guy. I can't think of the name right now, but it's not the original song. Again, it's a remake.
Yeah.
With Terrence Howard.
Yeah, no, there a lot of them. A lot of the credit got given to 3 6 Mafia too.
Yeah.
Which they definitely deserve, man. I mean, being from down south, and I thought it was like pretty fitting that they made music for it, got awards for it.
Yeah.
And looking at all the awards and all that, I mean, they're pretty big for that style and that type of movie. Academy Award. Terrence Howard was actually nominated for Best Actor leading role in that movie.
Oh wow!
Which I mean, it's about him, and it's not about Terrence, but I mean, he's the star of the movie.
Yeah, he is.
Which is fitting, but for an Academy Award, I thought that was pretty big.
Yeah, especially for, like you said, an MTV movie. That wasn't likely when you think of award shows.
Right.
Like, oh, MTV's gonna win that one for sure. It was one of those things where it's like the underdog. You kind of hope they win because I used to love MTV, but you knew they weren't going to win. It was too good to be true. Almost.
Right. Yeah. No, it's almost like they kind of went in as a loser right automatically because they didn't have the respect from Academy Awards or stuff like that. They weren't a known production team or they weren't very well liked, I guess, in that world. They did music videos and they're more music.
Yeah, I guess, and even 2005, I think rock was still at the time the biggest genre of music. It was hip hop was close, but
no, bro, I think hip hop was it right there in 2005. Yeah, I mean you're talking about down south stuff. You're talking about G Unit days. You're talking Eminem, Dr. Dre. I mean it was pretty poppin'. I believe rap, I think owned them on that one. As far as that span of time.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, DJ handing out the cassette tape in 2005. Like I think we were burning CD tapes during that time.
Well, if you pay attention, Key does say, hey, if he wants a CD, you gotta let him know because we gotta burn that.
Yeah, I just feel like that was still too late for a cassette tape. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna hand it straight to the rapper that drives a car with 8 CD players or something in it. But again, that's DJ being a low budget creator. He doesn't have a lot of things to work with, obviously, and I mean his sound songs.
I think it's a little more like hey man, listen to my mixtape, like listen to my tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's more of the feeling rather than get them information however you can. It's more like just like, hey bro. I think he felt like he was gonna be more respected too because he's always talking about how he remembers Skinny back in the day selling tapes out the back of his whatever. So I thought that was funny, but I was laughing because MTV.
To me,